So welcome to this video. Today we will look at the paid features on the Rs cloud platform. And the main question we want to answer here is what kind of value are the users getting when they pay for this extra features? Because normally you don't sign up for a software as a service subscription when you're having a photovoltaic tester. But in this case, we are having a hybrid solution where you can log the data and you can use the cloud platform to analyze your data. And then a natural further step on that is, of course, to implement some tools that will sort of multiply the efficiency of each technician. And by using the premium features, you can accomplish that. So let's continue from the free version.
Yes, and we are now back at the same dashboard. We are just logged into a premium account instead.
So it looks exactly the same.
Exactly.
But it is the premium one.
It is the same dummy data, etc., same sites, etc. But to actually see the premium features, we can go into the measurements. In here, we can then apply some filters. Because to see the premium features, we want the most high quality data, which includes modules and some environmental data.
So now you're filtering the data where you have irradiance, temperature,
exactly,
and a module assigned.
Exactly.
Because then we can sort of boost the analysis.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then we have some different data here. And if we just press onto one of the measurements.
So we go to a single measurement that has irradiance, temperature, module assigned.
Yes. And from here, we can see there's now two analysis tabs. We have the standard test conditions analysis, which is an analysis where we take your measured values, your environmentals, and then correct it up against the standard test conditions from the module so that you can compare it against the nameplate values.
Okay, so standard test conditions would be 1000 watts per square meter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And 25 degrees Celsius on the cell. And then a spectral distribution that sort of is an average of what you see coming from the sun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And here you can then see the different deviations from your measurements. Here we're just working with some dummy data, so we would just see some deviations, but ideally you see as close to zero as possible.
Okay, so this is where you can say go or no go.
Yes, exactly. And then we also have a series resistance analysis. This is where we actually look at your environment, your irradiance, what is your voltage, what is your module, and then we can actually calculate based on those conditions what should be your expected maximum series resistance that you see in your system.
Okay, because we all want the lowest possible series resistance between the cells and between the connectors and so on. So we want to make sure that the environmental conditions are not disturbing our understanding of that parameter. Okay.
Exactly. So a lower is always better.
Yeah.
So this is what we can see on this page. Then there's also a premium feature where we, in the PDF reports, we can actually assign our own logo.
Yeah.
So that if I wanted my own brand logo, etc., then I can do that on the PDF.
Yeah.
But if we then go into our sites and we just click upon the same site we showed you in the free video, we can now actually see these standard test conditions analysis and the series resistance analysis on the whole site.
Okay, so we can do STC analysis on single measurements and on a full site.
Yes, exactly.
And as long as you're just logging the data into the cloud, this analysis already happens automatically.
Exactly.
No manual work.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in this STS analysis, we can then go into here. We can see the different measurements, and we can then compare them all against each other. And we can also set our own thresholds if you wanted to do that. The same thing for the series resistance analysis. Then we can see all the different measurements together and then compare the strings against each other, which we can also do in the string analysis here.
Okay. So the important thing here is that the technician, he can actually get from the client the threshold value that he's willing to accept.
Exactly.
And then that will determine which strings are okay and which are not.
Yes.
Based on the performance analysis and the series resistance degradation analysis.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And the last premium feature on the site is our share functionality.
Yeah.
If we go up to share here, we can actually share this site with our customer, etc., so that they get their own public link that they can use. To create this...
Or the private link.
Or private link, exactly. But if we press upon this create new link, There are some filters we can set. We can give it a title. We can also give it a password. If we don't want it to just be openly public, we can
because some of this data is very sensitive.
Exactly.
And we want to share it with someone who's not on the cloud by building a link for him. But that should be protected and not end up in different mailboxes.
Exactly. But I can then create our link. I can use our own custom logo if you want to. But once that link is created, we have this new public link here. I can copy. Then we can actually go into a new tab and then just insert it. And the customer will then see the same things that you guys did with the measurements, the analysis, comparison, and then can also create their own PDFs and Excel files.
Okay. So if I own the power plant, my technician can send this and I can play around with the analysis tools.
Exactly.
Nice.
So the last things I want to show you guys is our import functionality, which is also a premium feature. In the import functionality, we have created it so that you guys can import your own data into our cloud so that you have all your data in one place.
Yeah, so we're talking third-party devices here.
Exactly.
Yeah, because normally we see most technicians, they own a complete fleet of test equipment from many different brands. And what we want to do is that we want to aggregate that data and use the same artificial intelligence to analyze that data.
Exactly.
This is how we do it.
From here, I can choose our manufacturer, C-Watt. I can choose our PV200, which is the example I have brought with you two guys. From here, I then go in and upload my CSV file.
Yeah.
I press open, and then we get a short data preview to just see if everything looks okay. And it looks good here. Then we can continue to our import. And then there are some configurations we can do. We can add a site. I just want to create a short site here, C-Watt site. Then I can assign a string. Then I can also add a PV module optionally. And, oh, that's not the one. I have a TSM 500. Oh, that's not one. Yes, I use this module here, which I can then assign. Then we can import our data. Here we can see that our data got successfully imported. So if we go to our measurements now, we can actually see our new C-Watt data.
Okay.
I created a new site for it. I think it was the C-Watt Siat. I didn't spell the site correctly.
Yeah. But you could fix that in the premium version, right?
Exactly. I could go in and then edit that.
Yeah.
But if I click upon that and then press apply filters, I then get all the measurements from the C-Watt device. Yeah. I can then go into the measurement, and here I can then actually see the different parameters, the measurements we created. We also assigned the PV module, so we also can calculate the ideal IV curves.
Yeah.
This is all what we can see, and we can also do a PDF report from this.
Nice. And then you could also use the AI function if you wanted to.
Exactly.
Cool. So I think that concludes the tools in the premium version. Of course, there are more details, but in this video, it's all about showing you the overall value that you're getting as a technician.
Exactly.
So the next video is going to be about how we can use all this for teams who have a fleet of instruments, who want to work together and not send so many emails as we are sending today when we are sending forwards and backwards with CSV files.
Exactly.
So we have a solution for that.